Good afternoon and welcome to the marketplace. Coming up in this bulletin, IMF board set to consider Ghana's FAID program review today and approve disbursement of $380 million to the country. Also coming up, some oil marketing companies commence reduction in fuel prices at the pumps as petrol is going for 12 cedis 50 pesos and diesel selling at 12 cedis 99 pesos. Multimedia Group Limited partners the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association to roll out a festive season initiative dubbed Xmas Egg Market to supply eggs and poultry at reduced prices to consumers.
Audience are also the consumers of the egg, and they are paying so much for it. We want them to buy the eggs during these festivities and beyond at farm gate prices.
More and this coming up in this bulletin. My name is Winston Haki. Now let's bring you an update on how the Ghana cedi is performing against major global currencies. This is the marketplace, and now it's our first business story. IMF board is expected to consider Ghana's staff level report on the FAID program review today. This is what Joy Business has picked up from persons with knowledge of Ghana's program in Washington, D.C., USA. We have details in the following report.
The document on how Ghana has fared so far under the IMF program is going to the board after the country met majority of those critical targets, conditions, as well as the execution of the expected reforms. We are also learning that the IMF staff have concluded their report on Ghana in terms of the progress that government has made under the IMF program, as well as those critical corrective measures that should be implemented. Now, sources say to have the fifth review itself scheduled for scrutiny, it shows that the country has come very far to secure the blessings of the board when it comes to how it has fared under the program so far. This is because the IMF staff would always want to do their work in a way to ensure that their report is not rejected by the board. Sources say Ghana will pass this fifth review and the board would approve the more than $300 million that should hit Bank of Ghana's account before the close of this year.
Meanwhile, oil marketing companies have started reducing fuel prices at the pumps in line with industry projections. Shell has taken the lead, selling a litre of petrol at 12 cedis 50 pesos and diesel is going for 12 cedis 99 pesos. More oil firms have told Joy Business that they will move to drop prices before close of this week. According to the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, that reduction has been influenced by the continuous drop in the prices of crude and finished petroleum products on the international market. Now, away from that, the Multimedia Group Limited, in partnership with the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association, has rolled out a festive season initiative dubbed Xmas Egg Market to supply eggs and poultry at reduced prices to consumers while helping to ease the ongoing egg glut facing local farmers. Ahead of the sales, Chief Executive of the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association, Mohammed Ali, is encouraging the public to take advantage of the initiative to access affordable, locally produced protein.
Try to communicate to the public is that price of this commodities, or I'll call them farm produce by our members have been reduced. And within some few weeks ago, there's a cry about egg glut. Yes, farmers have reduced their prices, but the public are not enjoying the reduction in prices as we try to portray. So we are giving the opportunity to all to come to Joy FM premises on the 19th and 20th to come and experience the farm gate prices. Come and experience an egg, a crate of egg, as low as 40 cedis and as high as 45 cedis for the bigger eggs, and you will never get anywhere. We want to see the public to enjoy this high reduction in farm gate prices.
On his part, head of marketing and sales at the Multimedia Group Limited, Max Fuga, said the initiative showcases the Multimedia Group Limited's resolve to provide Ghanaians with affordable protein options.
As multimedia, our mantra is what matters to our listeners, what matters to our clients, what matters to advertisers, matters to us as well. We are concerned about how much our audience and our clients pay for a crate of egg. And so we are excited to partner the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association for two reasons. One, to help our poultry farmers to offload their stock. We were made to understand that some of them were even burying their eggs. And if you understand the poultry industry, you appreciate how much it costs to produce an egg. And because of the glut, some of them were burying it, and we think that's an unfortunate situation. And so we are excited to partner them to create markets for the eggs. Secondly, our advertisers, our consumers, our audience are also the consumers of the egg. And they are paying so much for it. We want them to buy the eggs during these festivities and beyond at farm gate prices. And so we are creating this platform. We call it Xmas Egg Market. And this is just the beginning of a long-term relationship we're going to have with the Greater Accra Poultry Farmers Association. We want to replicate it in the regions as well. But this is the beginning, and it's going to take place at the car park of the Joy FM on the Friday 19th and Saturday 20th, from morning to evening.
The event will take place from Friday 19th to the 20th of December at the Joy FM car park right here in Kukumlimle in Accra. Now moving on, Director at the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment, Dr. Mohammed Sani Adams, is calling for increased investment in youth development as the catalyst for sustainable economic growth. Speaking at the Impact and Strategy Forum 2025, Dr. Adams observed that Ghana, like much of the African continent, continues to trail behind its global peers in adequately upscaling its human resource base.
The Impact and Strategy Forum, organized by Timeless Women of Wonder, brought together policymakers, development partners, and industry players to advance women and youth empowerment, enterprise growth, and innovation across Ghana and the West African sub-region. The event also marked the launch of Recraft Africa, a sustainability and circular economy initiative aimed at promoting recycling and transforming waste into economic value. Delivering his address, Director at the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment, Dr. Mohammed Sani Adams, stressed that strategic and sustained investment in youth skills development is essential to unlocking productivity, driving innovation, and positioning Ghana for long-term economic transformation.
How much are we supposed to be investing? For example, across Europe, I was there, just about 2 months ago. I was in Germany, I was in France, I was in Belgium, I was in the UK and other places. And I can tell you that across Europe, they are investing close to about 35% of their GDP on youth development. Across Asia, they are investing about 26%. In Africa, we are investing less than 6%. That tells you that the level of investment is extremely low. And for us to see the type of youth that we want to better for the country and our continent, we need to channel ourselves towards the big direction of giving a push in terms of investment for the development of the youth of our country.
Chief Executive and founder of Timeless Women of Wonder, Nyankan June, reaffirmed her organization's commitment to empowering women and young people through practical interventions that promote entrepreneurship and financial independence.
In order to bring in the more than 50% of women of Africa and more than 70% of the youth of Africa into the equation, we at TIWA will continue to develop innovative programs that focus on mindset transformation and skill building for industry, ensuring that the highest potential of women and youth is unlocked and supported to express within the ecosystem of production, which are our private and our public sectors.
The Impact and Strategy Forum forms part of a broader effort to foster inclusive growth by equipping women and the youth with relevant skills and opportunities.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Venture Capital and Private Equity Association, Ahmad Jampo, has underscored the strategic role of venture capital in addressing Ghana's unemployment challenge, stressing that long-term patient financing is critical to scaling businesses and driving sustainable economic growth. Speaking in an interview with Joy Business at the association's member and cocktail in Accra, she highlighted how venture capital provides the kind of sustainable financing needed to support business expansion and innovation in Ghana.
Venture capital and private equity funds, which account for nearly 50% of global impact investing capital and about 33% in Ghana, remain critical vehicles for innovative financing. Beyond providing capital, these funds offer strategic support to innovative enterprises, accelerate business growth, and deliver returns to investors. Speaking in an interview with Joy Business, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Venture Capital and Private Equity Association, Ahmad Jampo, underscored the need for stronger collaboration to enhance the Limited Partnership Act framework in Ghana.
Impact is actually not a charity case. Impact actually delivers profitability because you're looking at mass populations with serious pain points, major gaps that the governments of this world are not able to fulfill. But we believe in really solving social challenges and poverty issues through sustainable business. So the data is again undeniable around that point. The Ghana Venture Capital Association, together with Venture Capital Trust Fund, we're both pushing as partners for the Limited Partnerships Act to be passed in Ghana. We're working very closely with the Ministry of Finance to push that. We have done a lot of consultation and sort of drafting already. And so we imagine that next year we will be able to build upon what we've done so far to ensure that the Limited Partnerships framework is passed in a way that makes Ghana competitive compared to other countries and regions in more mature markets in terms of venture capital and private equity. So we're a little bit far behind, but if we can push that act in particular forward to get it passed in 2026, I think we would have done our job as an industry association and the ecosystem.
The board chair of Ghana Venture Capital and Private Equity Association, Michael Buedeje, also stressed on some major government commitment to improve access to sustainable funding.
I think the government had historically set up Venture Capital Trust Fund, which has provided support already. We have seen that there was also a development bank that was set up. All of them provide patient capital. And we see that a 24-hour secretariat has been set up, which is aimed at raising long-term patient capital to support business in the agri and agri-value chain. We expect that the aim of all these is to provide sustainable job and employment for the youthful population. And I think that is a very existential need for this country, that if we can provide employment to people sustainably, growth becomes inevitable.
Meanwhile, the Chief Investment Officer at Origin Private Debt Fund, Yao Bene Ambonsa, highlighted key challenges confronting the sector.
The industry is undercapitalized. We don't have enough of Ghanaian capital investing in Ghanaian opportunities. Only about 1% or so of our pension assets are invested in the real economy, through funds, various funds, private equity, private debt. And so we are not able to do big deals. We are not able to do as many transactions as we would want to do.
The Ghana Venture Capital Association members and partners cocktail event held in Accra provided a platform for networking and strengthening collaboration among industry players.
We have more business update for you right after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the marketplace. My name is Winston Take, and now to more business update. Now, the Joy Business Review of the 2025 major economic issues will come off tomorrow, December 18th, 2025. The review will start at 9 a.m. and will be live on the Joy News channel, Joy FM, and all social media platforms. The panel will include CEO of Delex Finance, Joe Jackson, Senior Partner AB and David Africa, David Ofosudate, basically, and the Director of Lagos Center for International Affairs and Diplomacy, Professor Peter Quarty. The program will be hosted by the head of Joy Business, Winston Amwa. Joining me in studio is the coordinator of the Joy Business Thought Leadership Dialogue, Isaac Atase Nyako. He's joined me. Now tell us about tomorrow. What should we be looking forward to?
So, Winston, I mean, just as you read, I mean, we are trying to, highlight the major business topics, or should I say major business stories in 2025. So I want to ask you, what are some of the stories that stuck out for you in the year in review?
I think basically how the city has been dancing to the tune of the economic factors over the years, over the year, and we've seen the inflation also coming down. We've seen the policy rate coming down. These are major fundamentals that businesses need to ensure there's confidence being boosted, not just in the macro sector, but just basically bring it down. So I think, yeah, there are major issues to touch on tomorrow, and viewers should be up to task to pay attention to the discussion.
Exactly. So, I mean, these are two key issues you mentioned there and more. One of them, you realize that the year began with, the announcement of the BOG governor and also Dr. Kasiel Atoforcing. I mean, to put it in perspective, he was one of the first ministers to be announced by the president, which tells you, how important or how critical his role is. And he began, the year continued, the media budget came down the line. Also, we hit single-digit inflation this year as well in September. That was around 9.4%, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah, and it's around 5.6%.
Exactly. I mean, for the 11th consecutive time, I mean, inflation has continually dropped. And so these and many other issues, again, IMF, what's happening, you realize that there was a lot of, conversations as to whether Ghana will continue to stay in there, and some other funds that, what's this best to govern as part of the program. Again, you realize that towards the end of the year, the budget was a big issue.
Yes.
Some major tax policies were announced. Key amongst them was the abolishment of the COVID-19 levy, and also the reduction of the, VAT rate again to about 21% thereabout. Yes. Again, these are very critical issues that, people were very interested in. You mentioned the CD, which is very key. I mean, prices of goods have been relatively stable, People don't really, complain about how the cedi is being heightened against the dollar. Now, people are rather thinking, oh, where can we find, the dollar instead of, the rate at which the cedi used to depreciate against the dollar. Again, one other major issue that came towards the end of the year is how much the BOG has pumped to stabilize the cedi. That has been a major talking point, in the last couple of weeks. And so these are some of the issues that we seek to outline, we seek to discuss. And something interesting, just a different twist. I mean, we'll try and get viewers, to joining to the program. They can join us via socials, Joy Business, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, also Joy News, Joy FM, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, across all platforms. But we will be assessing and probably voting to, assess which of the topics, people are very interested in or moved people. Which business story, which major announcement this year, 2025, really moved you or for you, would you say is your top or your best announcement? And so this is what we'll be doing basically tomorrow.
I'm sure the big push will reflect in the conversation, and I'm sure there's so much to say. As you can see, these are the 8 pillars of President Mahama's economic reset plan, and these have been indicated there right here, from completing the IMF program to reopening domestic markets, and many, many issues that will come to light tomorrow, hopefully. Key amongst them, as he highlighted, has to do with the performance of the review of basically the tax policies that have come to light, due to the 2026 budget and some key development there. So this should be expected tomorrow. Yeah. So can we your final word before we go?
So yeah, I mean, it's going to be exciting. From 9 a.m. tomorrow, join Winston, join David Ofosu-Dorte, join Professor Peter Korte, and also Joe Jackson. A perfect blend. I mean, we've got someone with law, business background, we've got a financial economist, and also a player, Joe Jackson. So we'll be finding out or inviting you to join us via your comments, via your suggestions, whatever you think. We'll be glad to read it out to the world. Winston.
Thank you very much, Isaac Atasenyako, the head of thought leadership, giving us up-to-date information about tomorrow's thought leadership that will be happening here at 9 a.m. So make sure you don't miss it and join us same time. Now we have more business update for you on myjoyonline.com. As you can see, the thought leadership is inflecting, and for price has seen a downward trend, reducing basically by some OMCs. We have illicit financial flows through trade, all of them being reflected in the My Joy Online page on social media. Thank you for watching today's edition of Marketplace. My name is Winston Taki. Have a good business day. Bye-bye.